Hello my bookworms, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sydney and welcome back to the series on my channel where I read my favorite booktubers' favorite books. So as you can tell by the title of the video, during this episode we are welcomed by Rachel from Let Me in the Library. Rachel has been someone here on BookTube that I connected with pretty quickly just because she is absolutely one of the kindest people and one of the most amusing people that I've ever met. She is just hilarious, and every single live show that I've been in with her or that I have seen her live in, she's always someone that's just like furthering the conversation and has really good questions and really good answers. She'd probably disagree with me, but that's just how I feel. I just think that she's absolutely fantastic and I am so excited to be doing this video with her. So jumping right on into it, I had Rachel send me a list of 5 of her favorite books, just like we have done in the past episodes, and I have chosen 3 or 4, I haven't quite yet decided, of her favorite books that were on that list. Then at the very end of the video, Rachel will be sending me a personalized video prompt of some sort of scavenger hunt or just like a regular prompt for me to pick one more final book to read, review, and close out the video with. And I have the first book that we're reading for this vlog right over here in my hand, and this is actually kind of perfect because I bought this book because of Rachel. So it's only fitting that I start with this book. So the first book that we're reading for Rachel Made Me Do It is Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. This book is book 1 of 3 in the Southern Reach trilogy, and it is kind of like a sci-fi horror-esque type thing. One of the things that it says is it's a little bit of Kubrick and a lot of Lovecraft. And when I told Caleb that part of the back of the book, he was immediately really excited to read it. So Caleb actually already read this. He actually did give it a 4.5 to a 5 out of 5. And within the first 10 pages of him reading it, he looked over at me and said, I think you're really gonna like this. So I'm super excited. I think that this is also just a very pretty cover. I love the spine. I'm here for it. It's really pretty. And let me tell you what it's about. So basically, Annihilation is about a place called Area X, which has been cut off the world for decades, and there has been 11 prior expedition teams that have traveled out to Area X to try to survey the land and gather data, but each group of expeditioners have died in a different, very bizarre, creepy, crazy sort of way. And in Annihilation, we are following the 12th group of expeditioners. The group is made up of 4 women, an anthropologist, a surveyor, a psychologist, the de facto leader, and our narrator, a biologist. Their mission is to map the terrain, record all observations of their surroundings and of one another, and above all, avoid being contaminated by Area X itself. They arrive expecting the unexpected, and Area X delivers, but it's the surprises that come across the border with them and the secrets the expedition members are keeping from one another that change everything. Rachel told me that this book is absolutely wild, and I am super excited to pick it up. I think that I might be able to finish it today. It is 3:25 in the afternoon. I'm trying to see if I could finish it before Caleb gets home from work, which might be a little bit of a lofty goal. If I don't finish it today, I'll probably finish it tomorrow, even though I do work, but I don't know. We're manifesting it. We're trying to get this done, but also enjoy it because that's what reading is about. Oh, and really quick, just the interior cover. Just look at this. It's just so pretty. All right, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go take Avi out on a walk and pop in some headphones and start listening to it. Halfway through Annihilation, and it's really cool. It's pretty crazy. Like, these characters are just so untrustworthy. Besides our main character, I trust our biologist, but the psychologist, man, I don't trust her for 1 second. But like, that's what's making it so interesting. I am loving like the mood it's putting me in, and I'm absolutely loving Jeff Vandermeer's writing. I want to read like a 2-sentence line. There's no spoilers in it, and especially because I won't tell you like who it's about. It's literally just like the way that it's written. So it says, I am walking forever on the path from the border to base camp. It's taking a long time, and I know it will take even longer to get back. There's no one with me. I am all by myself. The trees are not trees. The birds are not birds. And I am not me, but just something that has been walking for a very long time. It's some sort of like existential crisis, but like in a very weird psychological way, because this book is wild. Okay, I'm really loving this. Oh, this is exciting. I wasn't entirely sure because I didn't want to hype it up too much, you know, before I started reading it. But I'm really loving this. Juno's here to say hey. I got Juno these really expensive Fancy Feast treats. They're like individually packaged raw salmon. Like, look at this little package. Ridiculous, right? Well, I was just trying to find some sort of treat that I could give her because she stopped liking her, like, I don't know, like the Meow Mix treats or like the Greenies brand treats. She stopped eating those, and apparently she doesn't like these either. So she is just very complicated, huh? Okay, but it is now like 5, it's almost 6 p.m. Caleb came home early, but he's been working in the backyard, so I am just sitting out on the deck reading. I probably have like 2 more hours left of the book, but yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. I am very excited to finish this. And yeah, so let's just go do that. Okay, hello. I just got off work and showered, so I look like a wet dog, and it's fine. I also just finished Annihilation, and I am so in love with it. This book has so much room for like discussions and theories of what's really going on. Like, was it all a hallucination? Was it all just biology mutated and transformed? Like, I'm being vague because I don't want to have spoilers in here. But like, it was crazy. It was really good. Caleb's at his hockey game right now, and I'm excited for him to get home so that him and I can like discuss it. But okay, like, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I love Jeff Vandermeer's writing. It's like just lyrical and calculated enough to where it's easy to understand, but there's always that hint of like, wait, say that again. Half the time it's because I love how it's written and it just sounds really pretty, but the other half I'm like, wait, are you on drugs? Say it again. I don't understand. And I just love it. I think that this is a fantastic book. One thing that I really particularly love about his writing is how in this book, it's almost like a journal of the biologist's like findings and like what she is actively doing or researching. And there's a lot of like stream of consciousness writing-esque style feeling. And like, I really love that in books, especially in the scenes where like there's a lot of shit going on and it's kind of like heightened emotions and kind of, I don't know, action-y. It reads as like a frantic scene. Like, I can feel that I'm supposed to feel anxious. Or in the other senses, I can feel like all of the information that I'm getting is very important to the specimen that she's researching or looking at under the microscope, you know? And I just really loved it. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for sure. And we're gonna move on to the next book in this vlog. And what is that, you might ask? We're gonna talk about it in the next clip because I don't know yet. So the next time that you see me, we'll be chatting about the next book that we're reading for Rachel Made Me Do It. Hello, it has been months since I've been doing this vlog, but I finally got some of Rachel's favorite books on a TBR for the month. So that being said, we are on to the next book of the vlog, and that is Sleeping Giants by Sylvia Novelle. This is a series that I have all 3 books because the covers are just so beautiful. You can see there's a ring around this. I kept a coffee cup on it for far too long in the summer, so it made an imprint. But this book in particular is about a girl named Rose who is riding her new bike near her home when she falls through the earth and into the palm of a giant metal hand. 17 years later, the mystery of the bizarre artifact remains unsolved, its origins, architects, and purpose unknown. Rose Franklin, now a highly trained physicist, leads a top-secret team determined to crack the hand's code, while powerful forces with uncertain motives close in, demanding answers about the relic and what it pretends for humanity. but once the pieces of the puzzle are in place, will the result prove to be an instrument of lasting peace or a weapon of mass destruction? And let me tell you, I have rented the audiobook on Leevy, so I'm currently listening to it while doing some chores around the house. I'm on part 2 already. That's around page 70, and I'm hooked. This book is so cool. Right off the bat, it's already one of the best audiobooks I've listened to. It has a full cast, and the voice actors are fantastic. Like, it sounds like they're really having the emotions that the characters would, like, if they were in the actual story. You know what I mean? Not only that, but the content of the book, it's really, really interesting because, like I mentioned, it is a top secret team, so it's like above the government, it's above everything. And one of our main characters, we don't even know who he is, but he's kind of like orchestrating the whole thing. So it's like an added layer of who is this main guy and why is he here, basically, you know? And then our main character, Rose Franklin, is kind of at the center of it all. But I'm already starting to see some like muddy waters, like some things are happening. Things are going over people's heads. People are being shady already. And I'm just like really excited to continue this. I'm so pleasantly surprised because since I've had this series for so long on my bookshelves, I kind of like lost the excitement for it, you know, for no reason. I just like started buying new books and getting excited about those books and so on and so forth. So I'm really stoked that I'm enjoying it. And I have to finish it either today or tomorrow. Because someone has already requested the book on Leevy after me, so I can't renew it, and it expires in 2 days. But I really think that I'll be able to finish it today. I already only have like less than 4 hours left of it, and it's only noon. So I'm feeling like I could finish this book today. So that's the goal, and I am really enjoying it so far. So I'm going to continue to put laundry away and do normal adult things, and I will come back when I have more to say. Left of Sleeping Giants, and it's gonna be hard for me to not pick up the second book. Rachel did tell me, she was like, well, just prepare to be hooked because it's very addicting, and I agree. Not only like the story is addicting, but also just the way that the book is even written. It's written in interview style, so like every single aspect of the story is a conversation between two people. More often it's the guy that we don't know who he is or like his significance, but obviously he's important and mysterious, and we will find out at some point in the series who he is and why he's even here. But yeah, some crazy shit's happening, and it's just really, really cool. It's really refreshing to have a book written in a different format. It doesn't feel like I've been listening to this all day. Like, it's been just so fun. It's been so fun. This makes me realize that I really do want to get into the sci-fi genre a little bit more. And it also makes me realize that I should really just trust Rachel more often. Not that I don't, it's just that we disagree on a couple of books, and Rachel doesn't actually like reading, so... No, but jokes aside, this book is absolutely fantastic so far. Another thing that I really, really like about it is the dry, witty humor. And it's also making some, like, really good points that, like, I have thought about in my head, but then seeing them validated, like, in a published book was just a really, really nice time. In a sense of how, me personally, I feel like we're about to get into it a little bit. Me personally, I feel like there's no way that there's not some sort of other being, living thing out in the universe. It's too vast. They're just in my mind, there's just no way that there's not something else. And it was, in this book, it was talking about how the human population has already began desensitizing, or the government has already been desensitizing us as people by, you know, having all of these alien movies and propaganda and conspiracy theories and things like that. So when it comes out that, like, yes, aliens are real, this is what's happening, this is that, so on and so forth, we'll all be like, yeah, kind of saw that coming, instead of like everyone being in an uproar, you know? I just thought that was like, I was like, yeah, that's happening. I don't know, it could just be me, but I really liked that. And I'm just having a blast today reading this. So yeah, I'm gonna finish it, and then, I mean, I'll come back and let you know how it goes, but pretty darn sure that it's gonna be a 5 out of 5. Okay, bye. Hello, I have finished Sleeping Giants. It's been quite a few days. I did end up finishing the same day that we were talking about me finishing it. I did finish it that day. But let me tell you, this was so good. I'm just upset that it took me this long to finally pick this up, because it was really good. And I am interested to see what the future installments have in them, because even though this book wasn't very long, a lot happened in it. And I do feel like they could have been longer, or the story could have been drawn out a little bit more. But I don't know. We're just gonna have to continue the series and see what else this story has, because it was really, really cool. And that ending, I kind of, like, in my head, I'm not going to do spoilers, but, like, in my head, I kind of had a feeling that something like that was going to happen, but then it did. As well as, like, 3 other things, though. A lot of things happened in the last, like, 100 pages of this book. And it was just, like, whiplash. It was really awesome. The audiobook for this, by the way, I don't know if I've said it already, was fantastic. And every single person was, like, going for an Oscar. And, like, they were really good at it. You know how in audiobooks sometimes the character will be screaming? Well, in the audiobook, they actually do scream. So it, like, really jarred me at first. I wasn't expecting it. But it really, like, gave me goosebumps. It made me really into the book. So if you do have the audiobook available, I definitely recommend picking that up for this one. But yeah, I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5. That's amazing. And the next book for this series, or for this video, I mean, I don't know what it is going to be. Wait, yes I do. Oh, it'll probably be Red Rising. But right now I have to read some other books first. So once I pick up the next book for this vlog, I will come back. But for now, hello, apologies in advance if the audio quality is trash. Filming on my phone for now. But I am now starting the next book in this vlog, which is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. And this is also one of Rachel's favorite books. Right now I'm about 14% done with the book. Caleb and I are actually listening to it on audio while driving, because this week I've been on vacation and I've had to drive a good amount in this past week. So I've been able to read a lot of the book that I just finished, which was Plain Bad Heroines. And then now, today, I have started Red Rising. And we finally got to one of our destinations. I have both of my animals slinking around, acclimating to the new surroundings. But yeah, so we are about 14% through with it, and I went into it not really knowing too much about it. All I really remembered about the synopsis was, like, there's some guy and it's a revenge story. And we were listening to it for like an hour and a half, and it took me that long to realize that our main character's name is Darrow and not Daryl. Because the narrator has, I think it's a Scottish accent, and the way that they say Darrow sounds like Daryl. And I was like, why is our main character's name Daryl? Nothing against the name Daryl, but, like, I was like, why? But yeah, so we got that squared away and everything's fine. So far, I'm enjoying it. I think that the storyline is pretty interesting because it has, like, some sci-fi aspects to it. However, the writing style definitely isn't my favorite. It feels a little bit choppy, and maybe I would feel differently if I was reading it physically, because there's probably, like, you know, enter, like, spaces and pauses that make more sense while reading it, but it does feel a little bit choppy while listening to it on audio, for me at least. Not as lyrical as I love. So that's really it right now. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Definitely already has hit some heavy topics in the story. Some sad shit has happened, and things are just about to start gearing up. I can feel it, because something major just happened in the plot where something happened, but it didn't actually happen, and now something new with new characters just got introduced. If you've read the book, maybe you can see what I'm getting at. But yeah, so basically some plot twist happened, and I think shit is about to get real. So
am interested in the story. That's always good. But yeah, so it's Saturday, August 14th, and hopefully I can finish this book soon. Hopefully soon. But until then, we're signing off. We will see you later. Okay, bye. Hi, oh my goodness. I just finished Red Rising. I was going to update you last night before I went to bed because I only had like 40 pages to read this morning, but I just couldn't. So I read a lot of it yesterday, and oh my god, it was so good. So like I said in the last clip, the writing definitely wasn't my favorite. Like, I really enjoy lyrical, poetic, descriptive writing, and this writing was a little bit more like, not choppy, but it wasn't silky, you know what I'm saying? But like, this type of story, in my opinion, you know, like, shouldn't have very lyrical writing. I mean, it's kind of like a war brutal story, you know? So like, the writing matched the story. One thing that I kind of wanted to mention was I'm just like really surprised that I loved this book so much, and I think it's because, I mean, I don't like the cover. And when a cover doesn't really like pull me in, I'm a little less inclined to think that I'm going to love the book. I do definitely judge books by its covers. So this cover, you know, it's never been like, wow, I want to read that book. You know, it looks really cool. So the only thing that it had going for me before I actually picked it up was the fact that it is a lot of people's favorite book, or at least a lot of people really love this series, you know? So I was just banking on that, and it definitely lived up to the hype for me. On the back of the book, it says it is very like Hunger Games and Games of Thrones-esque. And I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I know like the vibes of Game of Thrones, right? So like, I know the gist of things, but I do know Hunger Games. So tying those two things in, I think that is like very accurate. The vibes of Games of Thrones are there, but also like the strategy and the ideas behind Hunger Games are like spot on. It was so good. And I am just in love with our main character, Darrow. Not Daryl. Darrow. I really love him. And I love Severo too. Wow. Severo has my heart. And dang, yeah, no, there's a lot of characters that like made me feel a lot of things. So like, all in all, I am so happy that this was one of Rachel's favorite books, because now I've read it and I already have Golden Sun, the second book in the series, in my cart somewhere. Because I need to buy it. And Caleb is also going to finish out the book, because we were reading it at first together, but then the pace at which he reads books is not as fast as me. So I was like, look, I'm gonna go finish this, and then you can catch up when you're ready, like, and then we can chat. But yeah, dang, I've missed this feeling after reading a book. Like, this is that feeling where I'm like, it was a 5 out of 5, you know, like, it was really good. I actually laughed so hard that I cried last night too, at a one-liner that one of the characters had. This part isn't a spoiler. You have no idea like who I'm talking about, so it's fine. But there was a part where the characters were talking about being, you know, blood brothers, and then like it cuts to the next chapter and a different character was talking, and she was like, what was that bullshit about blood brothers? It means just as much as if you were to say pinecone cousins. And I lost it. I laughed so hard that I cried. If you've read it and you remember who said that and what the circumstances were, then you know how like perfectly placed that one-liner was, and just how funny it is. Oh my god, I'm like crying now because it was just so great. But yeah, okay, so that's the update for Red Rising. 5 out of 5 for sure. I think I know what the next book in this vlog is going to be, but like in my typical fashion, these vlogs are filmed whenever I get to the books, so the next time you see me, I will introduce the next book. But yes, I think that this vlog is going really well, and I'm so happy. Yeah, so I will see you later.
It's been a few days since I have checked in with you. I'm really sick right now, hence, everything that you're seeing at the moment. But wanted to come and update you on, where'd you go, wait, I don't even know if I told you. No, I didn't. Okay, so, if you didn't know, I'm starting night shift again, and it was at, like, 1 a.m. that I decided to try to read Where'd You Go, Bernadette for this vlog, and let me just tell you how it went. I started reading it, and I got to page 20, and I was not vibing with it. I think what it was for me was the fact that one of our main narrators is 15-year-old B. B is the girl's name, the daughter's name of the mother who goes missing. And it was so obviously narrated by a 15-year-old, which is fine. It just wasn't my cup of tea. If I was younger and I read it, maybe I would have liked it more, but it was just way too young for me, I think, in some parts of the narration. And when I was reading it, I really, really wanted to not read it because of that reason. But I told myself, I knew for a fact that if I put it down, I wasn't going to pick it back up. And I wanted to give it like a fair shot, you know? So I kept reading it. I made it to page like 100 or 120 or something. And I was just really bored. So this is what I did. I think it was like 3 a.m. or something by this point. I decided to look up a summary of the book online because my thought process was I want to know what was going to happen, but I did not have the interest to read as much as I had to read to get to the finale. You know what I'm saying? So did I DNF it? Did I? Maybe. I don't know what to consider it, honestly. I guess I kind of DNF'd it, but I did like finish the story, like I know what happens. So ultimately I'm not gonna rate it because I couldn't finish it. It wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. I just don't think that I was the target audience, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I did DNF it. Regardless, that's what happened. But Rachel did send me her final prompt, and we're gonna watch it together. Yesterday I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even, function as a human, let alone speak out loud to a book. A book to a camera? Oh god. I just drank some Theraflu, so I'm feeling a little bit better at the moment. That is why I'm able to converse with you all here today. But okay, you ready? It's 1 minute and 42 seconds long. Content is not available. My ass. Hold on.
So I have the final prompt for you, and what I want you to do is go on a little scavenger hunt, sort of. So I want you to go to your shelf and close your eyes and choose a book at random. This has to be a book that reminds you of somebody, either because this book was sent to you by them, or for whatever reason, maybe this person really, really loves this book, something like that. So it has to be a book that reminds you of somebody. And then I want you to go to that person's channel, and I want you to watch one of their most recent videos and find a book that is featured or talked about in that video. And then, here's what you're going to do. So, the book that you chose at random, I want you to take the first letter of the title, not including the word the, a, or an, or any of that stuff. Then I want you to take the first letter of the person's name for whom this book reminds you of. And then I want you to take the first letter of the book that was featured in the video. And so now you have 3 letters, and I want you to find a title which contains all 3 of these letters. So, for instance, I might randomly choose a book and say, oh, Strange the Dreamer. So this begins with an S, and it definitely reminds me of Daryan because she loves this book. So I have S and D, and one of her most recent videos had one last stop in it. So I have S, D, and O, and what I could do with that is I could do something like 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, because it does have OSD in it. If it's really hard for you to find something that has all 3 letters in the title, I will allow you to also include the author's name. So I could do Follow Me to Ground because it has O and D and the author's name begins with an S. So that is my challenge for you. I hope that it's fun and you find something cool, and I can't wait to see what it is that you end up reading, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, bye.
Okay, she's adorable. 1. Rachel, I love you. That's like the most in-depth challenge prompt I think I've ever gotten. That's like a 3-stepper, 3-parter. Okay, so it was choose a book at random, but it has to remind me of someone. And then I go to their channel and then take, okay, I think I get it. Okay, I think that I understand. Wow, I really don't want to get up. Okay, I guess we're doing it. We're gonna go upstairs. The only thing I'm a little confused on is I have to close my eyes and pick a book, but how do I know that I'm gonna pick a book that reminds me of someone? You know what I'm saying? Walking up the stairs is hard. Okay, wait, I can't look. Okay, I guess I'm going to this shelf. I mean, all my other ones are just piles. Like, I have piles of books literally everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna pick one at random. Oh, I already know which one I just picked. My thumb automatically went to In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. And oh shit. And this book actually reminds me of Daryan as well. So I guess I will then go to her page. I'm guessing that I have to take the R for this because Rachel said that I'm not including like the a, the, in, or like anything, any of those short words. So I'm going to take the R and then go to Daryan's page and go to her most recent video. Oh, it's her Truth or Dare book tag, which is super fun. Okay, let me screen record and just show you. So she had to do the dare that was like build a book stack that was as tall as you are.
Okay, so this is the stack we have right now. Going up.
And there's a ton of books.
It starts to lean. Let me focus it. It's leaning. It's leaning. There it is.
Okay, so there's a ton of books in this video that I could choose from. Okay, so right now I have R, D, and then I can choose, I mean, there's Malibu Rising right there. So let me choose Malibu Rising. I think M would be an okay letter to have to choose. Okay, so R, D, and M. The title of the book that I have to choose has to have an R, a D, and an M in it. Oh, I wonder if something from my TBR from this month could work. Let's do that, because since I've been sick, I haven't really been able to like read a whole lot this past week. It would be cool if I could make something work. Okay, so I do actually have two options. I would be using Rachel's allowance of utilizing the author's name, but I'm going to use that. I look so rough. I'm so sorry. R, D, M, The Only Good Indians. We have D, and then R and M are both in the author's name. So that could work, but that's kind of stretching it, but it could work. Or I have She Who Became the Sun. Wait, R, D? There's no D here. Sydney, get your life in order. Okay, I mean, I could choose The Only Good Indians. I'll try to figure something out. I mean, I might choose The Only Good Indians. I know it's kind of stretching her rules a little bit, but it still does kind of technically count. But let me, like, get my life in order a little bit today, and then I'll come back and we can chat about my official decision. But it might be The Only Good Indians. I'll let you know.
Hey, what's up? It's Sydney with bangs. This whole vlog, you haven't seen me with bangs because it's been probably a month since I've updated this vlog because life is messy. Just like my wet hair. We're thriving. It's fine. So the last time that I checked in with this vlog, I was very sick. I just rewatched some of the clips because I don't know where I was. I don't know what's been happening here. Creativity for content, my creative drive for content has been a little bit rough recently since I started night shift. And I just realized that the book that I started like yesterday could fit for this last prompt that Rachel gave me. So I rewatched the last clip that you just saw and none of it matters. So the prompt was the letters, right? You know, R, D, and M are the letters that I chose. And I had mentioned that I might read The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. That's not happening because here's the thing. I tried to read The Only Good Indians, and if you've seen my September wrap-up, then you know what happened. It was just not what I wanted to be reading at this time in my mental state. The writing, fantastic. I think that Stephen Graham Jones is a fantastic writer, and I think that that book will do everything that it is set out to do. It's spooky, it's unsettling, it is eerie, but the type of spooky that it is, my mind doesn't want it right now. So we're choosing a different book for the last book of this vlog, and I started it yesterday, and I was sitting here today on my day off thinking, I wonder if the letters in the book that I just picked up could fit for what I already, chose for this vlog. You know what I'm saying? So the letters was R for Ravenous, for In the Ravenous Dark, D for Daryan, because it's Daryan, and then I chose the book Malibu Rising. And Rachel wants all of these letters to be within the title of the book if possible. So I originally chose M from Malibu Rising, but I'm going to choose the N in Rising. So it's still the same book, just a different letter, and we're vibing, we're doing great because the book that I'm now choosing for the last book of this vlog was a complete mood read because it's October and this book was not on my TBR. But after I finished The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, I was like, I really, 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 really want to read a fantasy romance. Like that was just like, for whatever reason, my mind was like, that's what I want and that's what I'm gonna go get. So the book that we're reading is, what is it called? I tried to read it backwards on my viewfinder. The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Yeah. This is the third book in the From Blood and Ash trilogy. I think it's a trilogy, right? Yeah, isn't it? Because I know she's making new books in this world, but it's a trilogy, I'm pretty sure. But this is the third and final. And I am on page 156-ish. Out of a little over 600. So I thought that it wasn't too late, to count that for this vlog because it fits the prompt and I've made the decision that that's what we're doing. If you don't know what this series is about, in the story we have our main character, Penelope, or Poppy is her nickname. She is the maiden, which is someone who has been chosen by the gods. And she is basically in From Blood and Ash, the first book. She's waiting for her ascension to see if she has been chosen worthy of the gods. And until her ascension, she is basically like held under lock and key. She has to wear a veil in public and she has a bodyguard. She is not supposed to, be touched, spoken to, feel any sort of pleasure or, anything, no happiness. But her new bodyguard, his name is Hawk. And he is tempting her with all of these things. And basically, it just gets wild. It's a whole thing. So I'm very excited and I am content. I'm living my best life doing this mood read. I am 1000% not finishing my scheduled TBR for October. I don't even care what's in that stack at this point because mental health, I need to foster it. You know what I'm saying? So far in Crown of Gilded Bones, one thing I really like about this series is that the last page on the last previous book in the series literally picks up the next page in the next book is like literally the same scene. Like it picks up exactly where we left off. There's no 1 year later, then they're doing this. I think that over the course of this trilogy, I have really grown to love Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing. I think that From Blood and Ash, I've said it before, From Blood and Ash walked so that Kingdom of Flesh and Fire could run, and then I'm hoping that this one, sprints. Horrible analogy, but that's what we're running with because it just happened. And relearning the terminology and some of the specific key plot points that have happened so far in this series wasn't very difficult for me to, remember what exactly was going on or who exactly these people are. So that was good. I was nervous about that because I haven't picked up the series in months. But no, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, that's really it. It is Monday, October 10th, 11th. I've had a productive morning. I worked out, believe it or not. Did some journaling, trying to plan out my life a little bit better. Made quite a few posts on my Patreon. We're having a spooky, scary movie night this month, and I'm so excited. So I just posted what movie we're gonna watch. I'm taking a poll, see what we're gonna do, and then I, scheduled some reading sprints for this week with them. And I hopped onto here and we are continuing this vlog. So welcome back. It's been a minute. Yeah, my only plan today is to read some of Crown of Gilded Bones. And I think that I might film a video or two because time is limited with night shift. And so I'm actually awake when the sun is out and I need to take advantage of that. So that might happen in a couple hours, but right now I'm just gonna sit and read. I'm gonna grab a snack and my coffee and we're just gonna read. Hello, it has been a couple days like it normally is between my updates. I'm a little over halfway done with Crown of Gilded Bones. I am about to do some reading sprints with my patrons, which I'm very excited about. I have some pizza here sitting next to me, Chicago deep style dish. Killing it. And I just came across, I only have 3 minutes until the sprint starts, so this will be quick. So far, I don't know what I've already told you about this book.
I am still enjoying it. I am thinking that Kingdom of Flesh and Fire will be my favorite of the trilogy, which is totally fine. I'm still enjoying the story. But I do want to say, what made me even want to pick up the camera right now is the fact that I just read a sentence that I audibly went, wait, what? What they're talking about doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that the writing says, and I quote, "Either way, I honestly couldn't give a fig." Like the food. I couldn't give a fig. Like, okay, we've all heard, like, I don't give a fudge, or like, I don't give a frick, but like, a fig? I don't understand. Why? Like, the previous page they said fuck and shit like so many times, but now on this page, they don't give a fig. I don't get it. I have to get ready for my sprints, but honestly, like, what? Why is that a thing? I thought that was really hilarious and not necessary. That's all. But the plan of the day is to finish this book. If not during the day, I will finish it tonight because I have to stay up all night since I work the next 3 nights. So I will for sure finish this book in the next 24 hours at least. But yeah, so I'll come back and update you guys further. But I am on page 315 right now. So that is my check-in. I am going to do my sprints and eat my pizza and try to give a fig about this book. Hi, I have a quick update. I am on page like 389 now, and I'm still doing sprints with my patrons, but it was brought to my attention that this is not a trilogy. And I wanted to say out loud on this vlog that I think earlier in this vlog I said that I was reading like the 3rd and final book from Blood and Ash trilogy. It's not a trilogy. No. There is a book 4 coming out like next March or something. So just wanted to say that I have found that out. And we are now all on the same page. And that makes me feel better because I obviously like I'm over halfway done and I was starting to think like, how in the hell is she gonna wrap this up in this book? Like, it feels like there's too much that has to happen still in order for the series to be like done. Avi here is nice and awake and is needing her second WALK of the day, so I'm waiting for Caleb to get home from work and then we will go do that. But yeah, I wanted to rectify my previous misconceptions. I think that's correct English. Yeah, so I'm gonna go read more of this book. Okay, bye. Hello. I have finished Crown of Gilded Bones. It is about 7 a.m. and I have read throughout the night. I've read like 350 pages today or something in order to finish it. So I'm a little proud of myself there. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was fine. Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, like I've said a couple times, is definitely my favorite so far. The only thing that kind of bothered me throughout this book is just kind of the writing, I guess. Like I said earlier today, the like what the fig, or like I don't give a fig, or whatever it was, that mixed in with like, I just feel like there was a little bit of like inconsistencies with, I don't know, the mood. It just kind of felt like there was inappropriate like jokes, and when I say inappropriate, I don't mean like sexually inappropriate. I mean like at those times it felt like trying to have comedic relief or trying to have the character be a little bit like edgy or funny. Like it just didn't really make sense, or it just felt like she was trying too hard to be funny or something like that. So, and also, I mean, that could just be me because all of this, like, it, you know, it's subjective. But yeah, there was a little bit of a disconnect with the writing in this book for me, but like the story itself I still enjoyed. I think that I still will pick up the next book that's coming out next year, I think in March, but I would in my heart give this book like a 3.5, I think, which is still fine. But yeah, so that would be the last book of this vlog. I feel like I have definitely been filming this vlog for like 5 months or something, because we read Annihilation, which was a 5 out of 5. We read Sleeping Giants, which was a 5 out of 5. I tried to read Where'd You Go, Bernadette, which was a DNF, and I'm not rating it because I didn't like it, and I didn't technically read all of it. Oh, and then Red Rising, which was a 5 out of 5. I think that was it, because then the last book was the prompt that Rachel gave me, which I read Crown of Gilded Bones for. So,
all in all, I would say that Rachel and I have pretty similar tastes. Even before we did this, I feel like I can go to her for pretty legit book recommendations. And if by now you still are not subscribed to Rachel, please check out her link down in the description because she is an absolute angel. And I'm so lucky to know her and have her as a friend. She makes amazing content. She's hilarious. But yeah, I think that is it. So this vlog has been a journey. Thank you for taking it with me. If you are still watching, then leave your favorite plant emoji down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe, like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. Bye.